Hi everybody, I just wanted to do a quick book review of Dreamland Burning. This is by Jennifer Latham and I can't recommend it enough. I literally read it in one sitting. I think it maybe took me 4 hours. I carried it around with me. I chopped vegetables while I was reading it. I ignored all my responsibilities and it was pretty perfect day. It checks all of my boxes. There are 2 different time frames that it jumps back and forth between, and I love books like that because there's always something you're trying to figure out. The connections between, it's sort of like a mystery, so it keeps you going. There is a mystery in this one. I'll tell you about that in a minute. There's also social justice, race relations. There's diversity, not only in race, but there's an asexual character as well, which I thought was really cool. I don't think I've read a book with that in it before. The writing was very compelling, even though I think it was very simply done, and there aren't long, flowing, beautiful sentences in it. The narrative is so good. It's so good. So I think even like an older teen would really, or even like a middle teen, 15, 16-year-old would find this really interesting. It is about so one of the time frames is 1921 in Oklahoma. There was a race basic confrontation where, the city just kind of exploded. There was some back and forth blaming for different things that had happened. The Ku Klux Klan was involved, and it got really, really, really ugly. Yeah, so that was one of the time frames, and then it jumps between present day. And in present day, this girl Rowan finds a skeleton in her very fancy, like, historic home. Her parents are very well-to-do. She has a white father and a black mother, and while they both have money and education, and she's been very preened to be a very high society kind of person, always got the car when she turned 16, all that kind of thing. She still has that whenever she's out and people don't know who she is, they just see her as a black girl, and kind of she knows that they treat her differently because of it. And so that was kind of an interesting understanding. I like that they talk about, she and her mom have a discussion about how, while her dad is very sympathetic, obviously, and it bothers him, he can never completely fully understand what they go through in their experience. I thought that was really well done. I loved how she talks about addressing other issues of class and homelessness, and seeing people and thinking they're one thing when really there's so much more underneath the surface. She volunteers at a clinic, or she gets an internship at a clinic. It is the summer, I think maybe before college, and so she's it's a coming of age story a little bit, where she's moving from the protection of what her parents have provided for her into figuring out what she's going to do with her life, what she can stand up for, where her strength is, and she gets it, and I love it. Then there is Will, a character that is in 1921, who is he works at kind of a stereo shop, or a phonograph, the really old music players, machine store with his dad, who his dad is not full out racist, but he definitely has more leanings. He understands that the Klan has power. He understands what they can do to him, and his dad doesn't have the backbone to stand up to him. So his dad's kind of middle of the road, doesn't know which way to lean, and is figuring out that throughout the book, while Will has started having a friendship with a younger, very spirited little black girl, and it changes him and makes him kind of second guess his thoughts on race and what he's willing to step out and do, and is he willing to stand up to his friends or ultimately his family and do something different. He is also part Native American, so that kind of plays into his identity a little bit, because while his dad has kind of gotten some flack for marrying a Native American, I guess some people had done it to get their money, which was interesting. I didn't also know that. So he's dealing with, does he want to identify with the minority, or does he want to trade that in and try and kind of be the bottom of the white totem pole that's been set up. It's just been, it was very intricate with all the different issues and relationships. I could not put it down. I was so glad to read this book. I will probably pick it up again at some point, and I recommend it to anybody who is interested in any of those things. And I want to even say there was a lot of this that actually happened. It is, yeah, based on, there's the author's note at the back where it talks about the riots. If you're wondering where fact ends and fiction begins, a good guideline is that my characters with dialogue are fictional. I only made up a few places. Everything else pretty much happened. And I want to say, well, I didn't further research into the skeleton finding. I think that part is actually true as well. And that's not a giveaway. That happens, I think, in the first chapter and also on the book jacket cover. So I'm not going to obviously tell you who the skeleton is or how it got there. But the ending was pretty satisfying, and yes, pick up this book. And I'm sorry if you're the person who hates doing what everybody tells you to read, but it's really good. Yes, the rumors are true. So I will talk to you all later. Have a great week, and bye.